This is one of my best friends, Alec. And one day, while I was minding my own business, he called me and asked, "Do you want to drive to California tomorrow with me?" So I said, "Yeah, sure." So we sat down and planned out a 5-day road trip that would take us to all the coolest spots across America and span over 2,700 and something miles. And we would end up in San Jose, California, where I would drop Alec off for his summer internship. And we were leaving in about 8 hours. Do you have any advice for me?
Be safe.
Anything cool?
Be aware of your surroundings.
Have fun.
Don't be annoying. Don't be stupid.
After taking in all that amazing advice from my family, I went to sleep and woke up the next morning at 6 a.m. to find Alec waiting at my front door. We said our goodbyes and embarked on our amazing journey, and the excitement began immediately. I'm just kidding. I fell asleep for 3 hours and woke up in Alabama.
How you been, man?
We moving,
Bro, oh no. Bro, you're familiar with it, bro.
You gotta shake it, bro.
Oh, you have to shake it?
Shake to wake.
Okay.
I'm gonna call the first day of this trip the Mid-East, because I don't think it's quite the Midwest, but it is still extremely mid.
It's steamy out here in Little Rock, man.
We stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas to find nothing. Literally, absolutely nothing. We couldn't even find a single little rock. Bro, look for a little rock, bro.
They don't have rocks there.
So we pushed on towards Oklahoma City, where we'd be spending our first night.
Close, bro.
Look at the city skyline, bro. It's beautiful.
Wait, is it there for real?
No, yeah.
Wait, actually?
No, there's nothing there. And we got there just as the sun set after 12 hours of driving. The Airbnb was really cute. It was a cute little Airbnb. Check out my library up there to check out my books, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure I got... Oh, there's a bed up here.
Oh, wait.
Bro, look, there's a little room. So we got the bed, we got books. Yeah, it was kind of cool. There was kind of some weird...
It was a little... Yeah, there was some weird things inside of it, like...
Yeah, there was some weird... There was... Yeah, actually, it kind of got creepy. I'm not gonna lie. I was moving.
Oh, hell.
No, yeah, I had to... Yeah, it was kind of... I got scared. Stop now.
Bro, turn it off.
Stop. Good morning, people. Day 2, ready to go. We woke up the next morning and got out of Oklahoma as fast as possible. We did end up stopping in Texas, though, at this semi-popular Route 66 art piece, I think. And it was actually used for inspiration in the Cars movie. So, you know, ka-chow.
My goodness. Oh, wait, hold on. Got the kicks.
After we left, we entered New Mexico, and it felt like we were making really great time, but apparently there was a reason for that.
66 and a 55 construction
Oh, it was...
zone.
I read this sign and it said 65.
There was another one with 55. Do you have your license registration with you?
Yes, sir.
That one got pulled over. That one got pulled over for the first time in New Mexico. Alec officially got his ticket virginity taken. That boy's gonna be going slow the rest of the
Yeah, let me go in the school 75. 65. The sign said 65, right?
Yeah.
So I dropped down to 65, right? And then there's a second sign that I do not see that says 55.
And he was pretty upset, I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, I was pretty surprised that we had gotten this far without getting pulled over, to be honest. In our efforts to bring up the new felon's spirits, we decided to stop at a little national park. And the views were actually really nice, because there was rocks and sky. But then after that, we had to drive through poorly lit roads to finally get to our hotel for the night. And we were absolutely exhausted when we got to the hotel. We literally passed out immediately. At this point, me and Alec were already about 3/4 the way across the country. But we had planned everything from here on out to be scenic drives and fire destinations.
The hail was fake.
Look at all the hail on the ground. Bro was like, oh, the weather here is like so nice. And then it was sunny and it just started like raining rocks. And I was like, I didn't know at first. I was like, is that just rain? But I was like, yeah, it was like bouncing off the car. It did eventually die down, and we did end up making it to our first fire destination,
We're in the GC. Big GC.
the Grand Canyon.
Oh, facts.
So this is the first time he's seen the Grand Canyon. I've seen it before, but it was covered in snow, so I didn't even really see it like that. So we both headed out there, and it's pretty big, man. It's pretty grand. I'm
It's
not
a
gonna
green screen. That's not. It's not real.
This canyon, bro.
Made by aliens.
I didn't think we would make it out here. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
It's been hitting me the whole time. Man.
I was like,
it just now hit you.
okay.
What is he doing? He's about to hit a backflip.
Bro, jump. Even though it was really cool, I'm pretty sure the highlight of the canyon was this little squirrel that let Alec pet him. After we left the GC, we made our way towards the beautiful city of Las Vegas. But on the way there, we passed through this little town that was actually designed after the city of Radiator Springs. Bro, Toe Mater, bro. From the movie Cars. Ka-chow again. But then we finally got to Vegas just in time for all the lights to turn on. The hotel that we were staying at, let me tell you, we did not belong there. That was probably one of the fanciest hotels I've ever stayed in.
Bro, I don't even know how to use this. Oh shit. Bro, where the fuck's
Here, my boy.
Dude.
Also, it was really cool because one of our friends, Aisha, flew into Vegas that night to come hang out with us. Unfortunately, we're all just 20 years old, so we really didn't get the full Vegas experience, but we still observed from afar. All this driving and all these cool destinations were really eating away at our energy levels. You know, we were really getting pretty tired, so we passed out early again, and the next morning we were entering our final state of the trip.
Good morning, people.
Day 3.
No, it's day 4.
Monday, 1 day, 2 day, Tuesday,
Sunday,
Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Bro,
Oh,
dang it. Bro.
4th day. Good morning on the 4th day of our travel. So we said goodbye to Vegas and headed toward the staple city of the West Coast, Los Angeles. The road there wasn't that long in theory. Bro, we were in LA for like an hour, but we couldn't see any of LA.
Yeah.
Like it was like we were in the city and it was like you still have an hour to go, and it was just like traffic, bro. Oh my god, LA is so
It's like 10 miles, 45 minutes.
yeah, it's pretty bad. After thugging through about 30 lanes of LA traffic, we finally made it into the heart of the city, and that's where I fell in love.
Hey, you fell in love.
No, yeah, bro. Okay, so I was in Beverly Hills, right? And then I was like, let's see how the people are here. And then so we were driving past this way, and there was a girl over there, and I waved at her, and her whole face lit up, and then she waved back at me, and she smiled so hard, and she had like a nice car. It was like a cute car, and she was in Beverly Hills, so I know she was like rich. But then we just drove away, and I didn't realize, because then I started waving at other people, and nobody waved back at me. Bro, she was the only person to wave back at me in that whole city, bro. Everybody else in that city is pissed
They
off.
all look so mad.
Bro, they were all pissed off. Like, I would just like smile at them, and they would like literally just be pissed off the whole time. Yeah. Still think about that. It's okay though. So after leaving the love of my life behind, we went and did some touristy things. We went to Santa Monica Pier, where the official end of Route 66 is. Even though we didn't really go on Route 66 the whole time, it was still monumental because this was the moment when we realized that we made it all the way across the country. Bro, that's the ocean right there. That means we made it across the country because we touched the ocean.
We touched the other
We touched the Pacific Ocean. So after that and a little late night walk on the beach, we called it a night in LA and hit the hay. This was officially the last day of the trip and the one that I was actually most excited for, because we were going to be driving from LA up to San Jose through the Pacific Coast Highway, supposedly one of the most beautiful drives in the world. And by the time we got to our first stop, I was fully convinced, because this was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Look this way. Wait, this one. Can we get the way
But
back?
when we got back in the car, Alec realized that he had booked our Airbnb for the night in San Juan, Costa Rica instead of San Jose, California.
Aisha, that's in Costa Rica. It's non-refundable.
Then on top of that, we realized why our GPS kept trying to reroute us off of PCH.
Pacific Coast Highway in Dana Point. PCH is closed.
So much so that even months after, a section of the road
We were
is still
trying
closed.
to like put the maps to go through the Highway 1, and every time we put it, it would like reroute us. So we were like, just take us through, you know? Yeah, so it's closed. Literally, like the like biggest part of it is closed.
It's just gone.
Like, yeah. So like apparently it's just rocks and debris. Just like that, the thing I was most excited for we could no longer do, and we had no place to stay for the night. But never fear, because I quickly remembered that one of my friends from high school, I even went to elementary school with him, goes to Stanford University. And Stanford is right by San Jose. So I texted him and asked him if we could crash at his place, and he said that he would make arrangements. So boom, everything was worked out, and we eventually arrived at the Stanford University, bro. Stanford University in California. But we got the sleeping arrangements. Bro, look at this. Bro, how you doing? How you doing, man?
My boy. How you been?
This is Evan, a Stanford University student and football player, and our lovely host for the night. Whole place, this is all us. Bro, this is at least like $200 on Airbnb. Caught some much needed Z's, and then the next morning we got a nice Stanford breakfast. And Stanford is beautiful, by the way. Just everything in California is just beautiful. But then I helped Alec move into his apartment and then left for the airport to catch my flight back home. Good, man. Are you good? I'm good, man.
Thank you again.
I know this trip went as unexpectedly as I expected it to go, but it was still a super awesome experience that I'm so glad I got to do, and I will probably remember this trip for the rest of my life. And I can't wait to see what other crazy ideas Alec comes up with in the future.
Facts. Words of wisdom.
Facts, what do you got to say?